Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
This is an account that I believe, is this running intraday? This is running intraday. Or is it not now? No, it's not anymore. Or is it? I thought we were on intraday on this account for the last week, but it seems as if we weren't. But the point is, we're going to talk about how to set up intraday mode so that you guys can go ahead and use it. It looks like this account is on it. I don't know why that one's in a ghost gear, but you're a JPY. Oh, we're on skip a level. That is why. Yeah. So right now we are running the skip a level strategy on this account, and these are most likely correlated. So this isn't even taking trades, which, by the way, that's a fix we have in 1.01 coming, is that you won't see these get stuck on -1 and -1 if it is correlating in any way. It will still take the ghost gears. It just won't enter trades. That was a bug with the correlation filter we discovered once we did release it. And in 1.01, that'll be updated. So that actually answers all my questions now. And this has been running intraday on just these two pairs. But currently Euro USD, we are in some buys, as you can see. Level 1, 2, 3, and 4, waiting on a swing, starting to go in our favor, getting a little momentum back here. But we had a nice fall. Looking to get a nice boost right here, and then it'll probably come down further. But we're just holding out for that take profit. But to cover what the intraday modes are, so you can understand, we have two different modes. We have our instant entry strategy, and then we're going to have our skip a level strategy. All right, now the skip a level strategy, you can essentially run up to 6 pairs at once, but only allow 3 max trading at the same time. Now, let's say you had a larger balance. Obviously, you can run all 3 at the same time. But if you had a smaller balance, maybe you only want to do 1 to 2 max pairs trading at the same time, or 500 one pair. Now, I will make a disclaimer that if you're using the intraday modes, they are really designed for larger account balances. It is always going to be so much safer for you to use precision modes on small amounts of money. I just want to get that clear. So I'm talking $500, $1,000, $2,000. It's always going to be safest to use precision modes. Once you get into larger balances, again, what you should do is you should always have a precision GearBox account running, and you would add an intraday GearBox as a second strategy. So that intraday GearBox is your second strategy. At that point, if you had extra capital, you would have your conservative precision mode, and you'd have your intraday mode GearBox, where you would put an extra portion of capital to diversify your funds and maybe have some momentum in action during those weeks where precision mode isn't taking any trades. But we're going to get into what it looks like to set this up by coming over here, and I'm going to just real quick make this smaller. And we have all the pairs right here over in the left-hand corner. So I'm just going to close all the charts. And what you guys will see happen here is you'll see that we have our different servers and currency pairs. So we're going to go ahead and choose these currency pairs, open up all of these. And this is going to get us to run our skip a level strategy. So what you're going to do is you're going to have all of these open. You're going to want to make sure they are all in the daily time frame. Daily, and daily. Now, once you're on the daily time frame on all those, you can go to your GearBox manager chart, and then depending on your account balance, right? Let's look at the rules for risk. So when we look at the risk here and the rules, this account balance is $83,000. All right. Well, with intraday modes, we stick to a 0.01 per 3K. In both strategies, and account balance is over $25,000, we go to 0.01 per 5K. All right, so we have 83,000 here. So what are we going to do? We're going to put 83,000 divided by 5, right? And we got a 0.16. So 0.16 right there. And that is going to be how I calculate my lot size. So in this case, we have 0.16 there. We're going to just go ahead and put OK. Let the manager load up, and we're going to click our skip a level strategy. And now GearBox is loaded on all the charts with skip a level strategy, and you are running intraday skip a level. Now, I will tell you, I'm a big fan of skip a level strategy over instant entry. You can use instant entry if you want it, but skip a level at least is still doing some form of analyzing of the markets before it just gets you into a trade. Where instant entry, it's just going to get you into trades and it's going to play the market. But if something trends heavily against you, it can be a bad day, which obviously we have proper risk settings in GearBox to manage risk and things along those lines. But as I always mention, intraday is a more hands-on strategy when you're using the intraday modes, as they aren't really walk away forever or forget about it type strategies, whereas precision can really handle a lot of volatility. Intraday can handle volatility on large accounts, but on small accounts, intraday is much more susceptible to risk than, say, a small account in precision mode. Now, you might be asking, why do we only trade these pairs on the intraday strategy? And on precision modes, there's different pairs that are quote unquote best performing pairs. Well, first thing is you'd never want to run GBP NZD in intraday modes unless you like losing money or crying. That'd be the only reason I would suggest you ever would do that. But you look at pairs that we do run, such as, Euro USD or USD CAD, and they also fit precision modes, but you can see their entries are a lot earlier in precision mode, whereas GBP's is here. Because all instant entry or intraday is doing is it's entering here or here. So you're getting in the market sooner. So you want to do that on more low ranging pairs. The other data that we had to back this in these pairs and our assumptions is we went over here and we looked at the average daily range table. And when you sort for 2020, you can look at what ones were most, low ranging pairs. And then you can also go and look at back tests and forward testing data, which we did on the base algorithm of GearBox, to determine what pairs tend to respect that strategy the best, being the instant entry or intraday skip a level strategies. And we came here and this is how we made those determinations on our pairs that we use. Whereas we had testing on all of these pairs for precision modes, and that's where we were able to design, hey, GBP NZD, we're not entering until a gear 6, right? And there's a reason for that, right? So that's the concept of the intraday modes. It's really meant to be a second license. It's used to be meant as a second strategy. It should never be your primary GearBox strategy. It always is designed to be that second license that you play around with, that you have more fun with, that you make more tweaks. Well, you have your precision strategy, which is your conservative, safe, powerful strategy that is going to do what it needs to do long-term, time and time again. But with that being said, I'm not seeing too much going on here in the chats. I'm reading one of the comments here. Mackenzie says she has a question. I'm not sure if this is the right session to ask. If I were to trade in intraday mode, have a trade open, then see a more volatile week and want to switch to precision, will GearBox cover that trade that was open in intraday? Yes, it would keep trading just as if it was open in intraday. So switching to precision would protect you from opening trades in more pairs. But whatever pair, Mackenzie, you already open in intraday mode would still obviously have its intraday entry and continue to be managed as so. So that would be correct. So that's not a problem. Yeah, you can switch to precision with open intraday mode trades. But with that being said, I don't see too many more questions here. So I'm going to get right into Forex Factory, and we're going to get into it and talk about the upcoming week, what we have going ahead, and how to plan for the future. So going into this upcoming week, you can see Tuesday, we have CPI, USD news. We have NZD, RBNZ ranked statements. We have PPI. We have CAD red folders with monetary policy statements and rate statements. We have more AUD with employment on employment change. We have, well, that doesn't really affect us so much. NZD, CPI. JPY, we don't really tend to trade too many JPY pairs, but we still have a few. So BOJ outlook report and more USD on Friday. So this is actually a big red folder news week. I'm going to tell you firsthand, if you're using intraday modes, You definitely are going to want to be a little more hands-on this week, being that there is a lot of volatility. This looks like a phenomenal upcoming week for precision modes. I will give you that disclaimer right now. Tyler, is there a video on how to use intraday mode, or where can I find this? Absolutely. If you go to the YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/Auvoria Prime and go to the GearBox, folder, and you'll be able to see every intraday call I've done and every call I show how to set it up. When you say more hands-on management, what would you be doing to manage the trade? Chris, I'm going to tell you what I would be doing, and it's actually something I'm implementing into GearBox soon. If I was in intraday mode and I knew I wasn't at a big loss, but I just saw that the market went against me and I was probably getting into like level 2, I'd probably just cut the trades and close that one out. I don't know. I don't like to get into large trends in intraday mode over 3 positions. So if the loss is minimal, and the reason I'm telling you this is there's a sweet spot for every currency pair, but I'm actually working on another feature for GearBox, which I haven't told any of you guys about, where you're going to essentially be able to tell it only open this amount of levels. And if I hit this amount of levels on this pair, close all trades on this pair and stop trading till next week. I'm not going to have pre-input settings for that. It's going to be, turned off by default, but it's going to be another risk management feature for those who want to customize their GearBox experience, where, they might know the sweet spot. Maybe you enter on a level 6 GBP NZD trade and you're like, if it even goes to level 8 and it hits 6 and 7 and then it goes to 8, just close them, right? Or it's all up to the person. And that's also going to help with people who are trying to do things with like FTMO and other things, because it'll help you cut losses sooner and get into better trends instead of getting stuck in trends that you hold for a long time. And it probably will still never work with FTMO because you will hold trades over weekends, but other prop firms is the point. I'm getting there. So that is one of the things I am working on, but that's how I would manage intraday risk, is just, I would look at it, right, and say, go look at the chart. If you see a trade starting to go against you in intraday mode, you're a trader. Look at the chart. Are you in the middle of the chart? You at the top of the channel, the bottom of the channel? Where were you in history before over time? You just look at some little things and make determinations whether, hey, maybe I should just close this trade out entirely, take the small loss and get out because this week's full of red folder news. Because like I said, intraday, you're really getting early entries into things. And you and me have seen that even in precision mode, if a pair goes against you, what can happen? So that's why we stick to these low ranging pairs in intraday modes. Yeah. Yep. And that exactly that, Chris, just do a little technical analysis. I'm not telling you to be a professional trader, but this is the same reason I've always told people that intraday mode is a little bit more of a hands-on strategy. I wouldn't recommend it for a beginner person that has never traded before and is looking for an EA. I would tell them use precision mode all day long. And once you're comfortable with GearBox and start to understand it, get a second license and you can play with intraday mode. That's my thought process always. But with that being said, like I said, this is one of those weeks where intraday mode, definitely be a little more hands-on, watch your accounts, maybe even try to get out of the market earlier. I'll tell you an analyzation I've always known about intraday mode. Intraday mode, you have a lot of opportunities typically from Sunday to Wednesday to get out of the market in profit. And typically going into Thursday or Friday, you get into drawdown on those open trades. So if you can get out of them with profit before they even hit TP on like Wednesday and close out during more volatile weeks, that's also a good management strategy. For those of you who are wondering how to manage intraday mode, look Wednesday mornings. Sometimes on Wednesday mornings, you'll see that your account's up in profit and you have no drawdown. And sometimes it's best to just close all open trades and turn off auto trading and take your profit in intraday mode for the week, especially in weeks where there's a lot of red folder. So just another management strategy. Great question, Chris. So it's like Alexander, but better. Exactly. That's spot on kind of intraday mode. So instant entries like Alexander, but better in my opinion. And skip a level is even better than that. Right. But, still a very similar concept and takes buys and sells. Yep. And again, this is why I love precision mode. Precision mode is obviously the star child and what makes GearBox the flagship product, but intraday modes are for those people that they want to see some trades, they want to play with the markets, and they understand the software and how to manage it properly to maximize returns. But yep, that's it. Well, with that being said, I appreciate every single one of you tuning into this Thursday intraday call. It's always so amazing to spend some time with you guys. I know our precision calls always go much longer than our intraday calls, as obviously our intraday calls aren't as advanced. We're not covering as many pairs. We're not trading as many pairs. There's not as much to get into often. But with that being said, I appreciate you all tuning in as always and being loyal, tuned in ears that are looking to get the next level with their trading career, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the precision call as well. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday.